A city bus crashed into a daycare center north of Montreal on Wednesday, killing 2 children and injuring 6, authorities said. The bus driver is facing first-degree murder charges after his vehicle rammed into a daycare center in a Montreal suburb on Wednesday, killing 2 children and injuring 6 others. A neighbor who ran to the center in Laval, Quebec, said she saw children screaming and crying and watched her mother collapse. Other panicked parents were diverted to a nearby elementary school as police and emergency vehicles swarmed the area. Immediately after the crash, the driver stepped out of the bus, ripped his clothes off and started screaming, another neighbor said. He was just yelling, there were no words coming out of his mouth, Hamd Benchabain said. The driver, he said, was in a different world. P.N.E. Saint-Amand, 51, is facing 9 charges including first-degree murder, attempted murder, aggravated assault and assault causing bodily harm. He appeared in court via video late Wednesday from a hospital room and will remain detained. A senior Canadian government official said the crash was not a terrorist act and did not pose a threat to national security. The official spoke on condition of anonymity as they were not authorized to speak publicly on the matter. The driver was from Laval and had worked for Société de Transport de Laval for 10 years. He had no criminal history and a clean work record, police officials and Laval Mayor Stéphane Boyer said at 2 separate news conferences. As of now, we don't know the motive for the crime, police spokesperson Erica Landry said. She did not say why police determined the crash to be a homicide. Laval Police Chief Pierre Brochet said authorities are interviewing the driver. There is a theory that it was an intentional act, but that remains to be confirmed by the investigation, Boyer, Laval's mayor, said. 6 children were hospitalized with injuries that were not life-threatening, Brochet said. The daycare is located at the end of a driveway off a cul-de-sac. There is a bus stop on the cul-de-sac, but the driver would have had to veer off the road and head down the long driveway to hit the building. There were no signs of skid marks. He went directly into the daycare, said another eyewitness, Mario Siva. Siroiza's wife, Ganette Lamayux, the neighbor who ran into the daycare shortly after the crash, said the driver was hysterical. His eyes were like popping out, she said. Benchabain said he and 3 parents had to strike the driver in order to subdue him, before police cuffed him. Brochet said officers at the scene were crying. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said his office was following the situation closely. Members of Parliament observed a moment of silence in Ottawa. This story has been published from a Wire agency feed without modifications to the text.